We turn now to the potential looming crisis in Washington.
The clock is ticking for Congress to pass a spending bill to avoid a government shutdown.
Investors and the stock market are currently facing a challenging situation. Last week marked the stock market's worst performance in the past 6 months, and some analysts are expressing concerns that it could deteriorate further, potentially experiencing a substantial loss of up to 48%. This is indeed a distressing prospect. Several factors contribute to this instability, and in today's video I aim to shed light on these. The primary factor behind the market's fluctuations is the return of inflation.
We understand the hardship that high inflation is causing, and we remain strongly committed to bringing inflation back down to our 2% goal.
The Federal Reserve did not change their interest rates, and remember, the Federal Reserve's entire goal is to keep inflation at 2%. The primary goal of the Federal Reserve is to maintain inflation at a steady 2% rate. High inflation can be economically challenging, so the Fed is determined to bring it back down to this target rate. This target is set at 2% because it strikes a balance. It's not so high that it encourages reckless spending due to fears of higher prices in the near future, which can contribute to more inflation. On the other hand, it's not too low or negative, where prices fall, leading people to hoard their money rather than spend it. This could grind the economy to a halt. 2% is considered the ideal rate, but currently, inflation is running almost double that target. To combat high inflation and bring it down, the Fed typically raises interest rates, making it more expensive for individuals and businesses to borrow money. However, last week, the Federal Reserve chose not to raise interest rates. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, consumer prices increased by 3.7% in the last month compared to a year prior, nearly 2% higher than the Federal Reserve's target inflation rate. This is one of the key reasons behind the stock market's recent volatility. Another factor contributing to market instability is the change in strategy by Jerome Powell, the head of the Federal Reserve. He discarded the dot plot, a tool used by central bank members to vote on future interest rates due to the unexpected inflation. With the current uncertainty, the Fed plans to keep interest rates higher for an extended period, causing concerns in the market. The third major reason for market instability is the looming crisis in Washington, where the federal government faces a potential funding lapse. If Congress fails to strike a deal before October 1st, there could be a pause in government payments, including paychecks. This creates uncertainty and anxiety in financial markets. In summary, the stock market's recent turbulence can be attributed to a combination of factors, including high inflation, changes in the Fed's strategy, and the uncertainty surrounding the government's funding situation. These elements contribute to a climate of uncertainty and volatility in the financial markets.